All right, so it's late July 65, and you might notice up here that we've used our entire rel capacity, which was huge. 783 it looks like. One of the reasons we constantly buy rel is so there's a point in the game where you really have to like move all your forces at once. I think for the Union, it's this turn. It's late July 65, fewer than 6 months left. The weather is clear. It's not guaranteed to be clear for too much longer, particularly once we hit October and some of the more winter weather starts to set in. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to attack Fredericksburg here in Virginia with basically everything we have. It's going to be 21 divisions, Sedgwick, Meade coming down from the peninsula, Kearney and Hamilton coming over to the west, and Doubleday coming down as well. And then finally we'll have one more division, basically it's a full division, rail then and take two positions just adjacent, so they may march to the sound of guns, excuse me. So about 21 divisions going after Fredericksburg. Currently there are 3 divisions there, but of course at least another 4 will march. We will also try to assault here. Down in North Carolina, our strategy is to destroy the railroads with the lines going south. We'll hopefully have all of these units surrender this turn. That would be great. Since we have 3 divisions on top of them here. Foster's Corps will split up just a little bit, and we're going to basically go ahead and try to take Salisbury, Charlotte, and what is that there? Lincolnton. These guys don't have a lot of supply. They'll pick up just a little bit from these few towns, but I'm hoping that Salisbury and Charlotte do have a little bit of supply there. We'll need to evacuate the river here since the ironclads have reappeared, but we're reinforcing our fleet with some fresher ships from Wilmington. Down in Georgia, since Forrest has taken our depot to the south, it's kind of forced my hand, and I'm going to go after everything into going after Columbus here. Now there is a major river here, but I'm not on this side, so these guys should be crossing a minor river. Our 3 corps will go this way, arriving between days 9 and 12. If all goes well. French will cross the river. Wallace will also rail down, and we'll have about another 2 divisions here. Basically, kind of head that way as well. I think it ends up being about 19 divisions going into Columbus. Far out west, we'll just still continue to watch El Paso, and we'll continue to go after Van Dorn. We did lose here in Santa Fe, but we took it back, so we still control the strategic town. We're watching Savannah and Charleston from the forts that we've taken, but don't really have enough forces to do too much there. We will try to destroy the road here with our cavalry division, and then they'll link up here and join the supply wagon and get resupplied. This road here is destroyed, but the line here is open. Yeah. Now, there's not a direct rail link to Columbus. The other interesting thing is you have Beauregard and Lee here, and so we don't really know who's going to march out the Son of the Gun. Could be Beauregard, could be Lee. We don't know who Buell and Holmes are attached to. So a lot of unknowns, but that tends to be the game. Those are the main highlights. So, all right, let's run the turn and see what happens. All right, so we're back. Early August 65 now. I'll quickly point out something that we're losing 1 morale every turn through these options and events, and I think we probably missed it, but I think actually in 1865 as the Union, you may lose a guaranteed 1 every turn since you're kind of expected to be doing something and don't want to just squander your national morale gain. So I'm going to going to kind of basically go through all the battles here. You can see that there were actually no national morale change through battles. It's very, very interesting. But let's kind of like really look in and look at all of them. So the first one we have here is in Wake, and they, it looks like, attempted to escape, but nothing happened. So they're currently still besieged. Down here, we did take Charlotte, which has a decent amount of supply. That's good. 79. And unfortunately, though, we did not take Salisbury, so that is actually now under siege. The other next battle, which was a small one, was over in Stanton, and you can see that they're still besieged, and with a small militia force left. This was the battle here in Fredericksburg. We lost 14, let's call it 15,000. They lost 9,000. So, at this point in the game, casualties were not huge. Smith did end up retreating, and now you can see that there's Smith's Corps and Forney is over here. So no huge victory for the Union. We do take the town, which doesn't really have a whole lot in it. Just generates 11 supply a turn. But at this point, so we're getting a little bit potentially closer to doing something in Richmond. We'll have to see what we can do in the next move here. The weather is still clear, so we will be able to maneuver. All of our corps are in pretty good shape, except for really only Doubledays, like, seems to have taken the main hits, in particular the 7th and the 12th Division. So we have 4 corps that are very, very strong here. Basically, a very, very similar result also happened in Columbus. Beauregard was the commander there, so they were attached here. Casualties at 2-to-1. Forces at 2-to-1, but the actual casualties, more or less even. So there was no other movement by the Confederacy here, other than we need to figure out where Forrest went, which I'll try to track him down. I thought he might go for Tallahassee, but that actually did not end up happening. So I'll have to try and track down and see where Forrest went if we can. But basically, we do now control Columbus. It has an armory, an arsenal. It generates 43 supply a turn. And there's no movement here into these other railroads, so we'll be able to rail back into farther Georgia here if we want. The other interesting thing is, now that we're here, it might make sense to, for instance, go straight after Polk, since Lee's forces, which are very, very strong down here, are actually cut off between. So a number of things to definitely a number of things to consider. We were able to destroy the railroad here, which is great, and the railroad here, of course, is still destroyed. We took Fayetteville, which has 58 supply, and we also took the small town here of Carthage, which just has a little bit of supply, but that should help us with our supply situation out here. And that's pretty much it as far as the battles go. So I think if you're the Union, you have to be pretty okay with that. I mean, anytime you don't suffer huge losses in 1865, facing those big entrenchments, you're going to be happy. I mean, the downside is we really didn't defeat the armies, and we've only pushed them out in one region. So that's kind of a plus, kind of a plus and a minus. If we look at where things are now, 78 and 13, so really no changes on the victory points as far as per turn. We're approaching to being up by 2,000, but I don't even really know how you can win. I think it's really difficult to win a victory point battle game per the game rules. Usually they say it's a stalemate. Now I wanted to show you one more thing out west, and that is our other forces have now arrived, and they're going to need a turn to to rest up. But we do have a little bit of more of an infantry force here, including a sharpshooter unit and a naval unit. So we may be able to attack the division and see what happens. Van Dorn is now it's just to the east over here, and hard to say. It could be going for Fort Sherman or one of these other forts way up here. We did destroy a couple of settlements. Out here, and our cavalry brigade did take the next fort in the line. So yeah, nothing too big there. Let's see if there are any no scripted events other than you can increase rail and river and taxes and bonds and so forth, all that again. All right, that is about it. I'll see you next time.